everybody, welcome back to BCCS. I'm Jason and today we're getting Project Mustang kicked off by taking her apart. We're going to be breaking this thing down into its individual components, removing some of the hardware and some of the electronics so that way we can make room for our new stuff. If you've never taken a guitar apart or you're curious about building custom guitars, this is going to be a great video for you to see what's inside these things without having to take your own apart. Let's get over to the Freedom table and start chopping her down.
No magic, just pain and sound.
Be careful not to scratch your body right here, because the way these top loaders go, you're kind of pushing the end of that string right along the body here, and you don't want to be doing that. Now on the headstock, we just gotta unwind the million wraps this guy did on this thing. And we're going to be using locking tuners, so we are not going to be playing this game. Don't underestimate these guitar strings. They will puncture you like a needle. You do not want to step on one, so make sure you get all these little bits picked up. The next thing we have to do is just simply take the neck off the body. I'm just going to do it right here in my lap to show you exactly how easy it is. So when you're unscrewing the neck plate, you just want to do a couple little turns on each of them to keep it nice and even. All right, and once I get to this point where I have about a good, I don't know, half a centimeter of space, I use my thumb to hold the neck plate down, and I'm effectively clamping the neck to the body right now. And that's keeping it so that way the screws will back up and out of the neck and not want to push the neck away from the body, as some of them remain tight and some of them are being loosened. Anything we can do to prevent damage to the neck pocket on the guitar and the screw holes in the back of the neck we want to do. So go very, very gentle, take your time, do the screws as even as you can. All right, now we got the screws off. We're going to slide the plate out, flip the guitar over, and let the neck come up, okay? Sometimes there'll be a little bit of an overhang here on the pick guard, and that'll prevent the neck from wanting to come out. And it's really easy to chip these corners right here of the neck pocket. So you want to treat these areas like they are martini glasses. Now that we got the neck off the body, it's a lot easier to fiddle around with sort of all the internals and stuff of the guitar. This is, if you guys are new to this is what they call a loaded body. You'll see a lot of these on eBay and stuff, and people literally buy these guitars and then take the neck off, and they'll sell this loaded neck for 200 bucks, and they'll sell this loaded body for 200 bucks, and they'll make 400 bucks off a guitar that was 230 bucks new. It's absolutely crazy, and it's like really wreaking havoc on the guitar market. But that's why you just go outside the guitar market and build your own stuff. It's a lot like cars. You're never really going to get all your money back out of this. It's just the personal enjoyment of doing it and having something that's unique, and also being able to modify it whenever you want to. So that's why you should be doing this, not really to like try and make any money, because you are not going to, especially on an entry-level beginner instrument like this one. But it's still a freaking cool guitar, and I'll go play it. Let's get back into this. This part of tearing into the Mustang, I'm pretty excited for. I'm interested to see what kind of pots are in here, what the value is, and how big they are. I'm interested to see what sort of shielding efforts, if any, were made on the inside, and put these humbuckers on a meter and see exactly what they sort of spec out at versus what Fender has written on the ads. Then we're going to take off these bridge saddles. I'm going to leave the actual base of the bridge on though. I don't like taking screws in or out of wood more times than you have to, but we do put a little bit of wood wax on the screws on all of our builds when they're brand new. And I do it to any guitar that I feel like either doesn't have it or is a brand new drilled hole. It just helps everything fit in there nice and tight without having to really get that screw super duper tight. I'm gonna go ahead and use our smaller Phillips head, unscrew this pick guard and see what is under here. All right. Whoa. So that's just one gigantic swimming pool unicavity, which is actually pretty sweet because, I mean, you could really put any kind of pickups you want in this guitar. My favorite things about this design is how the control plate also has the jack. So it's like you can work on all this stuff separately like on a Tele, but you don't have to fight the jack because it's right there too. But then unlike a Strat, you can access these independent from the volume knob. So I think from a repair standpoint, it's a pretty cool little setup. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna take off the control panel, which should actually remove all of the electronics from the body. One of these little automotive magnetic containers are the best thing to keep your hardware in. You don't wanna go losing the hardware, guys, because this is where the projects can get expensive. Each one of these little screws is actually 10 bucks for the pick guard, 8 bucks for the bridge. Before you know it, you know, you've almost paid for another Facebook guitar. So definitely don't lose that stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get the control panel off. All right, let's lift her out. Ew. And the only thing that's left is just the ground that goes down to the bridge. I'm going to change out the volume pot, so I'm just going to go ahead and snip this and leave it as long as I can. The next thing we're doing is taking the bridge saddles off. This can actually be done by hand. I just push in the bridge saddle to relieve the tension off the screw and then just do it with your finger. Whoa, don't want to lose a spring like that. Well, we got the body taken all the way down to basically just the bridge bracket and the wood. Definitely don't sleep on those bridge saddles, even though we aren't using them in this build and we're putting something better on. Hang on to them because you never know when you might need them, or you might have a project come along and those might be better than what's on it, but you don't want to get a whole new tremolo system or something like that for a Strat. So definitely that is something I'll hang on to. Every time I throw them out, I regret it. So moving on to the electronics.
Crack the case, kill the noise, bear wire truths, no counterfeit toys. Soldier scars on my hands tonight, chasing ghosts in black and white. Multimeter bleeding red, every note they never said. Pull it apart, find the lie, signal lost between the lines. Got the power, no disguise. Every fall comes to the light. It's electric in my head. Short circuit, broken glass.
So we just went through the guts of the Mustang, and it looks like that volume pot is indeed due to be changed. There's a couple different things you can do to test these, but it's real simple multimeter stuff, just testing resistance between a few different spots, and the volume pot failed that. And there's also a sweep test you can do that kind of measures how smoothly the knob goes back and forth. And if this is something that you'd like to see a dedicated video on, Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know you're there. Let me know what you want to see, guys. This is a brand new channel. I'm just getting it started. So if you could please subscribe. If you're enjoying this content, give it a thumbs up. Share it to your other guitar buddy and let them join along with us. So since we already knew that the volume pot was bad, I went ahead and removed all the wires that were hooked up to it and pulled it out of the control plate. To get it out, you do have to get that little black pressed on knob off, and it can be a little tricky. Something that I use, and I only found out about these a couple of years ago, they make plastic razor blades. You could use almost like an interior trim piece for like an automotive application on this as well. But you definitely don't want to pry too much on one side. You don't want to scratch that chrome underneath it. While I had the multimeter out, I milled around with the pickups and I checked it, and the bridge one is a 10K and the neck one is about a 9.2K. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the pickups yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave them be. Make sure that you do subscribe if you want to follow along with this. There's going to be an individual video for each step. This one is sort of us just taking it apart, and then the next videos will be kind of like each little project that is going to be part of making this guitar whole again. So please subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that. Well, with all them wires out the way, all we had left was the jewelry up on the headstock. So first thing we did was got rid of the string trees, and we did that with the little tiny bitty screwdriver. And I also grabbed the 10 mil while I was at it because you need that to get the nuts that are on sort of these sleeve fasteners off the front side of the tuning pegs. And on the back side, you're going to pull your little baby screwdriver out again and get all 6 of those little tiny screws. So hang on to this hardware, guys. You never know when you might need it. I will say these tuners kind of suck. I had a really hard time keeping this guitar tuned, although homie did put about 75 wraps on each of the strings. Well, this Mustang is officially frame off, and I can't wait to get into this project. I will see you all in the next one.
75 raps, yeah, 75 raps. He rapped the tune heavy, never slack on the couch. Whole wide sound the block when it hum like that. 75 raps, yeah, 75 raps. Count it slow, every turn stay tight. If it buzz, we gon' test that line. From the bench to the amp, yeah, we wire right. 75 reps, bring the tone to life.